Hi there. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation. It's going to give you some support and hope for supporting those around you that struggling with overcoming addiction. I did a research report looking at how 4 different modalities would support somebody who has already gone through acute detox of a substance and has a sincere desire to change their habits. How those 4 modalities would support them through that process and changing their mind. So, this is called the effects of mindfulness and mind body techniques as holistic support for overcoming addiction. And as I found out, really, addiction is a physical addiction, a mental addiction, and an emotional addiction. And we need to really focus on all of these different aspects in order to help someone overcome their habits of mind. So, addiction is a very hard thing to overcome. There's some substances that are even stronger on the body than others, and it definitely affects our patternings in our mind. And statistically, it's been shown that addicts who don't have any supports other than they just went cold turkey, and they don't address the emotional, physical, and spirit and mental patterns, they're more likely to relapse in their addiction. And so we really want to prevent that from happening. So the 4 modalities I looked at are massage, relaxation massage, to address the detoxing in the body and just calming the nervous system, also bringing awareness to the physical body and how it relates to the mind. Infrared saunas to aid in the physical detox, also ease anxiety, release stress hormones, increase endorphins, helping sleep. Sound baths as a mindfulness meditation, to train the mind to be calm in the present moment. And Reiki is an energetic modality that also calms the nervous system and helps shift things for the person to make change in their life. So once again, people who quit on their own and don't address this in a holistic way are statistically proven to be more likely to relapse. So I want to apologize that you can't see the words from my computer. Typically, this wouldn't be presented in this way since we're in an online course. You'll have to excuse this setup a little bit. So why did I choose this? Well, I have many people in my life that are struggling with addiction, and actually in my region of Algoma in Ontario, there's been more people who have died from addiction, overdose, that kind of thing, compared to people who have passed away with COVID. And there aren't really many supports in Sault Ste. Marie for people with addiction, and so I just wanted to do my own part and offer these services to my community members who are looking for support changing their habits. And these supports are also, if there is a stigma about it, it's just that someone's maybe like overly caring about themselves. It's not a negative stigma. Anybody can reach out and use these modalities. Whereas say like AA or a program that's specifically for addicts, there's a little bit of a stigma there, and so people searching for help might be more reluctant to go to those types of programs that are actually targeted specifically for them. So yeah, I just wanted to do my part, help my community. So in regards to the research essay itself, I did make a lot of errors in that I only used secondary sources of research. I didn't use any first-person accounts. I could have accounted for my own personal experience. I used to have a substance abuse issue with alcohol, and I definitely used mindfulness techniques to overcome them, and that really supported me as a person in multiple ways. And so there was a little bit of reviewing that I've done since then to learn a little bit more about the process of doing a research report, gathering my own research was a big part of it. And so I definitely need to address that in the future. So the techniques the modalities I'm using are mindfulness techniques. And I have a really nice quote here that says, like, the opposite of mindfulness is actually addiction. Um, in contrast to trait mindfulness, which is associated with cognitive and behavioral flexibility, addiction may be characterized as mindlessness. So essentially, addiction is when we go after a substance that we know is harmful and not good for us, but we lose sight of that and we go for it anyway. We forget the reasons why we're doing it. We forget our goals of overcoming it, and we just partake in the substance, no hold bars. So, whereas mindfulness is characterized by the capacity to remain non-reactive and accepting of distressing thoughts and emotions, observing them, and not judging them, and being aware of our authenticity. So these modalities also help us come from a place of non-judgment so that we can allow ourselves to feel the feelings that are uncomfortable that we're trying to avoid by being an addict. So essentially, the research report has led me to completely 100% know that statistically it's proven when addicts who have gone through acute detox already and have a genuine willingness to change, that these mindfulness techniques prevent them from relapsing more so than had they tried on their own. And so, like I said, researching addiction is really a process of a holistic issue. It affects your mind, body, spirit. Those things need to be addressed. We need to reprogram the mind, detox the body, and enliven the spirit. And the combination of these four modalities really helps get to those different layers of being to support someone. So habits can be overcome and lives can change for the better when we address the mind, body, and spirit. So thank you so much for listening.